Okay, so in 2 years' time, I think Ming is going to attack me, and he's going to call in Russia.
Okay, so let me build up my army.
I wanted to attack Buryatia, but my monarch has died, and I was too lazy to do it. If I attack Buryatia, then I can get Ming in the war without Russia, which is winnable. But combined, they've got nearly 300,000 troops.
The Chinese have a big fleet again. It's not a good thing. Clearly we did not crush them sufficiently. This is why I got frustrated playing as like the Manchu in single player. It was like the Chinese, like they just keep recuperating. These painful fucking wars.
You smash them and they're covered in rebels, and then like 5 years later they're all the way back. They've got the whole army again. You're like, how?
Yeah, they're just so fucking rich. Yeah.
He is running 66. What's his economy like? His economy's smaller now. He's almost got the same income as you, only he's only slightly ahead, and he hasn't got that huge bank of money anymore. So, you know, I mean, we did something.
I mean, he had like, what was it, 20,000 gold or something when we started that war, and then we did force him into take some debt on. So it cost him a shit ton, that war.
I think the move is to attack Buryatia. And then maybe, like, because obviously taking stuff from Ming is going to be expensive, so you can strip a little bit of territory, but just keep him occupied. And just run him up to, like, max war exhaustion. I mean, because I've got this fort now in Wanhua, which is, I guess I could build one in central Mongolia, just... defensible terrain.
Really? The Mamluks are in a coalition against me. The Mamluks.
The Mamluks?
Why do the Mamluks colonize over here? This is so fucking just stupid.
They do it every game.
Every game they do this, yeah. Well, I remember back in like EU3, like Paradox, like pre-selects like the idea groups that they'll take. Ooh, Pasai joined against me too. Should build some ships here.
Okay, Ming no longer has a truce against me, so just be ready at any moment. Oh, Oos. Do I need to rejoin?
Yeah, should you join back? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, having the AI ignore the fort mechanics, so it's like having Hoi 4 and having the AI be able to transport stuff without convoy ships, and then Paradox would just go, well, we figured it's too hard for the AI to understand how to build and protect convoy ships, so we're just going to let them do without them. Yeah.
Well, they do have to obey them, but you have to like close off all outside paths. So I don't think Russia should have 10 favors with China yet, you know, because they're both quite large powers here.
They're only freshly allied as well. They allied after that war.
I don't think Russia's going to be able to join offensively for a while.
I guess if I were to build a row of forts all the way up my eastern coast, right, that would make a box enclosed.
Your eastern coast, no, you can ignore the whole eastern coast. You just have to close off the border with China.
No. If there's any path, if they could move by sea and get behind the fort, they can walk through the forts.
No, that's not true.
Yes, they can.
No.
They can.
No.
If they can reach that province by going by transport ship.
No, they can't do that.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
If you built a fort in Beijing, and in Chahar, and in Karanarin, and in Gobi, and in Hami, and in Balik, if you did the whole border,
I'm telling you this because yes, they can. If they can get to that province by transport ship, they can walk past the fort. So to make that work, I would need to build a chain of forts that enclosed.
No, you don't have to do the coastline.
Yes, you do.
Where is your evidence? Give me evidence.
If you play Italy, they can walk past the forts all the way up and down because they can reach everything by boat. I'm speaking from experience.
No, I don't think you're right.
Well, yes, I am absolutely right.
No. I mean, this game annoys me too, and that's the fact that they don't have
fighting now.
The fact they don't have to follow the rules, but I think you're wrong on that one, buddy.
They're losing even more mandate now because they're fighting Southeast Asians. Trust me, Italy, right? I've played Italy loads of times, and it's easy to build a chain.
You didn't have enough forts built, is why. You had like a hole somewhere. All you need is one hole, and then it gets.
Are you just insulting me now?
No,
just
I'm
listen
telling
to what
you.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Listen to me. It's not hard to cover Italy, right? Because you only need like 2 forts to stop them walking down the length of Italy. In fact, 1 fort in Modena to stop them walking down the length of Italy, right? But they will still walk past it because they can get behind it by transport ships, so the game lets them ignore the fort. I'm telling you this from experience.
Do they have land in Sicily? That's the only...
No! No, I have played Italian countries. I've played the Papal States, where I own all of Italy, and I'll have forts in the Alps, and they will walk past them because they can get behind them by transport, so the game lets them ignore the fort rules.
No, I don't think that's true, though.
Yes. Well, I'm telling you this from experience. I've seen it happen.
Okay. I mean, it annoys me too,
watch.
but I think you're incorrect on that one, personally.
I've got to change.
Because they do have to follow them on some circumstances. Like, you probably had a hole. You probably had a hole as the Pope and didn't realize it.
No.
Okay.
No. I've got a chain of forts on the western front with Russia. I mean, maybe it's not enough. Maybe I need more, but.
Let me have a look before. Where's the fort map mode?
I promise you, when I go to war with Russia, they will walk past them and they will go into the middle of Siberia.
Hold on. So there are like loopholes, like there are like asterisks. There are all sorts of little exceptions to when they can walk through. So my reservation would be, so you have 2 here, Argin and Barnal, where they may be able to find a way through that. Sometimes they're just able to like weasel, because if you walk in a province where there is a fort, sometimes there are rules that let them go to a neighboring province. So like Narim, for example, in the north, because Turukan is technically his, there may be like an exception where he can walk there and then walk into all of Siberia. In the south, let's see where your forts are at down here. The south is completely open in the bottom. So see how he owns like Verny in the south? He can just walk through there, through Oirat, because the AI always gives access to each other, Guge, and he can just walk into your country through that shit, so you have to build forts all the way around.
There's 2 forts behind there. There's one in
Is your cash flow still kind of shitty to build more forts?
It's positive, but it's only +2.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it, because it's just shitty as a horde. You're not wealthy enough yet until we conquer China. Well, next time we fight the Russians, the aneurysm will come to an end after that, because we will get a nice border with them up to the Urals and stuff, which you will be able to close off, cost effectively. How do I have this much infamy with these Southeast Asians? That's fucking ridiculous.
You haven't even attacked anyone down there, have you? It's just Korea.
Let me see. I vassaled Malacca, but that's like 2 provinces. I conquered the north part of Brunei, and I conquered a few guys in the Philippines. That seemed like a really inordinate amount of infamy, the amount of shit I took. I guess that Brunei, some of those are like 26 dev, some of those are pretty high actually, so maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so like Wazel, because he fought Malacca when he was here, he's made this kind of potentially nice for me, because I just vassal Malacca and then feed him its cores back and integrate it later. It's really nice.
remember Dave complaining. Remember that Tom was playing England, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you build a fort to block the strait?" I'm just like, well, Dave, if you get across to the fort, he was in Indonesia, the strait from Malaya to Siak.
Yeah.
And I had to explain, well, I was just like, well, if you get across, then I'm boned anyway. But if I build a fort there, then you got safe passage, whereas if I don't build a fort there, I'll be able to take it back in a month and potentially block you from going back. So it's if I build a fort there, it's only good. It's only good for you, Dave.
Oh man, fuck these Chinese cunts making me build a navy again. Fucking almost 20 gold a month to pay for all these big ships, those fucking pieces of shit. And I have to have it, otherwise, you know, he'll just land stuff in Japan and annoy me.
I built forts in South Africa because that was unavoidable, because you could walk down the coast of East Africa, right? But I didn't build forts anywhere else. Well, I did build forts, but I didn't build them in like areas where they'll be fighting, right? That's just asking for trouble, right? I want to play. I've been reading up on how to become a pirate republic, and no. What you need is you need only coastal provinces. You need to be on an island, and you need to have like 6 provinces. I want to play a pirate republic in Britain and just piss everyone off.
Yeah, it sounds like This doesn't surprise me at all.
Just and if they use like big ships to block you from raiding, just go to war and be in perpetual war.
Definitely is something that you would do, yeah. And be fulfilled by. Well, it's just that the games we've been playing these days, like they've been less accessible for you to be a cunt in. You know, this game, it's kind of hard to be a cunt in this game, like in some of the other ones.
I had to go in the England game by, like, you know, going to war against, what was he, the Great Horde or Mongolia? What was Gots playing at the end?
Oh, I don't know.
He ended up playing as, like, the Mongol Empire. I think that's what he changed his tag to in the end.
It's quite annoying as the USA, where you reach that point where, you had infinite money, and you basically could have just stayed at war with me forever and just annoyed me. Because I was like thinking in my head, like, oh, well, this war isn't, like, I was making the economic argument, this isn't cost effective for him to stay at war like this. And throughout most of the game, you know, that would be true, but by that point it was just irrelevant.
You want to know what was really annoying for me?
You were making like 1,000 a month or something.
Do you want to know what was really annoying for me?
Yeah.
What was really annoying for me was the way that you could just annex my colonial vassal, because you were technically a colony and you could fight them without having to fight me. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. Why did they think that was a good idea?
Why would I not take advantage of that mechanic?
I know. Why would you not? But why would Paradox? Why would Paradox think that would be a good idea? That an independent country in the new world
to limit the escalation of colonial war, I think.
Yeah, I know that, but when it's 2 colonies that are like, you know, vassals of a European country, then that's fine. But it's like when it's an independent country in the Americas. Why did they still have that mechanic?
I don't know. Probably an oversight. There's a lot of things that are just oversights. they just don't think through all the applications of.
Yes. Why? I reduced the autonomy in that gold province ages ago, and they're still pissed off about it.
Okay, so my army and navy now are costing me like almost 120 a month, so I think we should... Let me kill these rebels. Should take another year or two, and then in 39, I think we should go to war. Like, you attack Briedia, and then we'll use that to segue into another Ming War.
Yeah, I've got my heir coming of age at 39. Yeah, obviously, I won't call Mingin as a full belligerent, but if we can just dunk on them and just wreck them for a little bit, that'd be great. Oh my god, what are they doing down here? What the hell is Tonkin? They're at war with Lana, but most of Lana is occupied by this one province minor in the corner.
Right.
Oh dear.
Oh man, this is the game of subpar heirs, subpar rulers.
Okay, I have my guy's of age now.
Yeah, give me... So I've got rebels in Sulu, and rebels in Kutai that I have to kill, and then we can do it. I don't want to start the war until I wipe those. I'll be right back for a second. Okay, so my rebels are at 90%, 90%, 70%, so just want them to fire before we do the war.
Alright, well, I've got that fort in central Mongolia now.
Oh, good. I'm using friendship to expand in Indonesia. It's the Japanese way. It's not the Japanese way at all, but this is how I'm gonna do it.
Okay, well, if I could just get a little bit of support, I'm gonna go and attack Buryatia now.
Just give me like another year. I'm just waiting on these rebels to pop, and then I'm good. Then I just have to move these 3 stacks north, and we can go. Like, I've got the rest of my army there in Korea. I'm just waiting on these rebels. And then the reason is, if I go for these, and we lose a naval fight, then my army will be trapped down here. And that's not a good thing. You know, I don't give a shit if they get occupied and, what's it called? 1,000 gold. It's a lot. Spain and Japan, 2 great arch enemies. That's silly. Because he's got like 1 island in the Philippines over here. He rivals me.
Douche.
Damn.
You wanna rehost?
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, that's the trouble with if you invite someone to an EU4 game and it's like 200 years in, they're gonna go like, right, because people are just not very enthusiastic about joining games which have been running for a while.